more insights, let's bring in Mr. Vaughn Barber, Chairman of the China-Australia Chamber of Commerce. And welcome to the show. Welcome to our studio.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So first, this expo opened earlier today, and you were at the opening ceremony of this year's expo. What impressed you the most?
Three things. First, it's really good to see the number of participants at the expo is grown so much in the last 3 years. Second is the value proposition is much better understood as to why companies should be here, which is also why there's many more Australian companies here now than there were in the first year. And finally, I think the expo comes at the right time. 雪中送炭, with all of this disruption in the global supply chain caused by tariffs. I think it's important to put companies that supply and demand together in the same place. It's very helpful.
It's great that you mentioned that this expo serves as like the confident shot into today's world, especially speaking of economic growth or development. But again, if we look at supply chain cooperation, this is the first ever expo, international level expo that are focusing on supply chain. So what's your view on supply chain cooperation between China and Australia, and what can this event bring to firms from Australia and China to continue to work together?
Absolutely. I think everyone's aware of the success that Australia and China have experienced together with trade in resources, commodity, and energy. But there's a real opportunity, particularly following the Prime Minister's visit this week, to cooperate in new areas like renewable energy projects, electric vehicles, and a big one that they were talking about yesterday was decarbonisation of steelmaking. But beyond that, probably less well talked about, but equally important, is Australia's role as a reliable partner of high quality agriculture and premium food products. But something else that I would just share with you just before we're coming here, I met a great company from Inner Mongolia that has some leading edge agriculture, ag tech. And through the discussions, I think there's really potential for that technology to be taken to and applied to the beef and lamb sectors in Australia. So it's not just Australia supplying high quality products, but also China's got a lot of ag tech, I think, that we could deploy in Australia to improve 降本增效, so decrease the cost and increase the productivity. So,
just as you have mentioned, that this expo has evolved from the first year, this is the third edition, and we can see a lot of companies start to realize this is a great platform to make friends and not just expanding the network here in China, but also reaching the world. And thank you so much for your time.